Deb's Kitchen. I'm coming to you live. I've been out of commission for a few days. I lost my phone and I'm now back in action. So today, I thought I'd come on here and make some migas. Who knows what migas are? They are basically a Mexican frugal dish, economy budget dish, if you would call it. Literally translates to scraps in Spanish, or in Spain where they originated, crumbs. In Spain they make them a little different though. They use bread crumbs, stale bread. In our Mexican culture, Mexico City where it started, they used leftover corn tortillas. And I have some leftover scraps of corn tortillas that are going to be torn tortillas. And we're going to make a simple, budget-friendly breakfast that even you can make. And all it calls for is corn tortillas. You can use perfect corn tortillas, but if you have tortilla, I never throw away my tortillas. Everybody always gets to the bottom of the bottom of the package, and you have torn tortillas or broken tortillas, and you end up trashing them. I save mine to make chilaquiles or migas. Migas are not to be confused with chilaquiles. Chilaquiles, they both start off with corn tortillas, but migas incorporates eggs, while chilaquiles are simply salsa and tortillas fried. So let's get started. I have my tortillas. Some are torn, and I'm going to start, and some of them are from a panaderia. These are the homemade ones, but I'm using both because I don't have enough of these. But these were delicious when they were homemade, and they're torn. So we're gonna come over. I'm gonna bring you closer to the stove so you can see what's going on. And I have some oil frying. And the important thing is that we're going to fry these till they're crispy. But before we do that, no, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to fry these till they're crispy. And we got to make sure that oil's ready. If it's just no action, then we're going to wait. The way you can test it is you can put in a spoon, a wooden spoon, and if you see bubbles coming up, then you know your oil's ready. Or you can actually see it, feel the heat, see little lines, and then you can start. So you can throw one tortilla in, and when it starts frying, then they're ready. So then you can cut them up. And a lot of people, if you want to be perfect, cut them in little squares. I'm not perfect. I'm Deb's Kitchen. We do it easy, peasy, and cheesy. So I'm not gonna make a whole lot because I'm just showing you for me for breakfast. So we're gonna get our tortillas and we're just gonna crisp them up. That's what we're doing. Like chilaquiles, this would be the first step. Same as you would be making chilaquiles, but that's where the resemblance ends. I'm going to get a plate because we're going to strain these migas. Hi, let's see, Nijo, hello. Chilaquiles are delicious. I make them all the time. And I made them on here once when I first started doing live videos, but I guess I wasn't having volume. So they told me make those again because we want to see them. I will be making them again, however, not today. Okay, so we're going to get these crisp, and I'm going to put it higher because you have to watch these two. You can't leave them. We want these to be crispy bits of tortillas. And I didn't make a variation because when we were growing up, a family of 12 people, we didn't have a lot of choices. And my mother would often make us hot dogs with eggs. And my children loved them. And when they would have, my boys particularly, for some reason, you know, the boys always like their hot dogs and meat, whatever. I'm going to bring my board over here and get these ready. I'm only going to use two, because I'm only making a little bit. But I would just get my hot dogs and I would cut them in little squares, little circles. And I would toast them, and my boys wanted them to be very toasted. And then I would scramble an egg. And then I would top them with cheese, make some burritos, and they would love those. They would be happy eating that. They never complained. They didn't complain. Yeah, we made bacon, eggs, and sausage, and chorizo. Let's turn them, because I see them getting crispy. Like I said, you gotta watch them. And I would do this simple. It would be so easy to make, and it would satisfy a bunch. My sons often have guests, friends spending the night. They're sports members, team members. And I would whip up a big old pan of eggs and hot dogs. Eggs and weenies, we call them. And they loved it. So their friends loved it. And I had no complaints. But these migas, my mother really didn't make migas. I only learned of migas as an adult. She just made us the chilaquiles, which would just be her simple chilaquiles were only 2 ingredients. 3 actually. The tortilla strip, the salsa, and she didn't use, all she used was tomato sauce. She made them very simple. And my kids all like them that way. And I've had them every different way, and they're delicious. But you always go back to your roots. And if you haven't tasted, don't knock it. But she would just fry them up super crispy, and then she'd pour in tomato sauce and toss them, and then she'd cover it with grated cheese and put the lid on for just 1 second until they melted because they were so hot, and they were delicious. So look, these are nice and crispy, so we got to get them out of here. Go to step 2. And I put a lot of oil because I don't want to spend a lot of time frying these. You can put a little bit of oil, but you're going to be standing there tossing and turning and what have you. Go ahead, do it. Do you. And now I'm going to I am going to take some oil out now because I have already fried my tortillas, and I don't want that much oil for my weenies. So now I'm going to turn down the heat, and I'm trying to use 1 pan. So let's get some of that oil out, because we're not going to need all that oil anymore. And we're going to get our hot dogs, toss them in, get them start browning real good. And see, these are crispy. While you're toasting the hot dog, I'm going to get a couple of eggs. Let's get 2. Break them into a separate container. Mix them up. And there's a lot of variation in migas. A lot of people, this is a traditional way. Simple. Tortillas and eggs. Salt and pepper. I need a little salt before I'm at it. And that's it. But in Texas, they started making it Tex-Mex, incorporating salsa, incorporating any, jalapenos, you name it. These are super toasty, and that's on purpose. Who likes burnt hot dogs? Everybody? Okay, now that we got these going, and a lot of people have salsa, I'm going to add a little tiny bit of splash of water to my egg. Just a splash, because it puts air in there somehow. And at this point, you can salt your egg, pepper, salt. But now, the magic. Let's throw in that egg. Throw in those tortillas. And that's it. I don't like to stir a lot, because you still want to have crunch factor. And I might have need another egg. And you can always add another egg. I might have too many tortillas. And that's a good thing about, you can always add it. So I just need to add a little more egg in there. And after your migas are ready, you want the crunchy egg. That's the whole thing. You want the crunchy tortilla with your egg. And in my case, I added hot dog. And I still might need another egg. That's what happens when you're live. And I put too much because I forgot I put the hot dogs in there. But easy done. So don't think, oh no, I didn't do it right. I can't do it. No. Improvise. Put some more pepper. More salt. Who do we have there? Naomi. Hi, Naomi. That's a common thing? Yeah. Okay, so now let's turn it. This is so easy. And especially, like, there's college students I have on here that watch me. And they say, thanks for giving us easy recipes that we can just, you know, throw together with scraps. Because literally migas, like I said, means scraps. And we're going to put our migas back in a pretty dish, but not before I add in. You can add whatever you like to it. This is a simple way. Eggs, but if you want, you can add cheese. And I have both cheddar cheese and tortilla cheese. You can just simply add queso fresco, put it on. You can serve this as a breakfast dish, a potluck dish, just like this. You get this and you put it in there, in your dish. Okay, let's turn that off. Come around here. Come back to my... Well, let me give you... See my garden tomatoes? I got all these out of my garden. I have a garden. I make fresh salsa. I should have made some for this dish, but I didn't. Okay, so you have this. Now, you're going to take it to a potluck or you're going to serve it at a brunch. Get some queso fresco. Crumble it on top. Get some green onion that you have already chopped in your refrigerator or whatever. Put it on top if you like. Or you could use, this is a traditional way, but you could use cheddar cheese. When I make chilaquiles, I use cheddar cheese. Migas, I'm using this. And then, if you don't have fresh salsa, grab your paste picante. And let me get a spoon. Get some of your salsa. Doesn't that look nice? And then just spread, put it over. Put some sour cream if you like. I'm just keeping it simple. So you can dress up your migas. Nowadays, you don't have to eat them plain. You can get a avocado. But this one, look, it's no good. So I'm not using it. I had it in the refrigerator. But here you go. Let's taste those migas. Now they're almost like nachos, breakfast nachos. You get some of the egg. You get a piece of this hot dog, little salsa. They're very simple, but delicious. And you don't have to add the hot dogs. Just egg in the tortillas. And you got migas. How easy was that? In Deb's Kitchen. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube, like, subscribe, leave me some comments, and mangia. It's not Italian. Molto delicioso. Oh, that's still Italian. Bien provecho in Deb's kitchen.